Boys and girls turning over ages. It's that time once again. It's time for picks. Now, of course, I do want to say I apologize for last week to be no show, but as many of you know who follow me on Facebook or Twitter, I've been dealing with some family shit, so that's why. But we're back this week, and it's honestly time for wildcard weekend, but I am not alone, as you may know. Of course, we have everyone's favorite 49er fan who's in the playoffs just like me. It is the boy Dave.
Oh, shut up, Packers fan. You guys could have won, but you let the Detroit Lions kick your ass.
Hey, do you not know who our quarterback is?
Okay, Aaron
He
Rodgers.
chokes. He chokes. Trash.
You let that guy. You let that Naruto guy kick your ass. Naruto up in here.
Hey man, he got better chains. He's got better chains than Kirk Cousins. Okay.
He really does.
That is true. And then, of course, you hear the other one
from like Walmart.
Is everyone's favorite Packer fan. It is Travis, who I heard even all the way in Bedford County, the earth-shattering screams of defeat last week.
Nah, I was peaceful. I just threw some shit, but it's okay.
Oh,
I told Aaron Rodgers to go fuck off, but you know.
Until next year.
Yeah, until next year.
You know, let's just tank and have Jordan Love and win like 2 games.
Yeah, I can't argue that. But anyway, before we get to the wild card picks, we got to recap last week just in case if anybody forgot what happened. The Chiefs beat the Raiders. Chiefs getting the #1 seed in the AFC. Granted, as we all know, the AFC is a clusterfuck for home field advantage.
Yo, that ring around a rosy play was dumb. That was ring around. What was the sense of that?
Just to fucking do
the
it.
Ring around the road.
Just to fucking do it because the Raiders sucked that day. Jags eliminate the Titans, who we're going to be talking about the Titans later on in the awards show because we will be giving out our best and worst for the season. Bengals beat the Ravens, but both teams are already in the playoffs. Buccaneers lost to the Falcons. Granted, Bucs didn't have most of their starters in. Bills beat the Patriots, giving the Bills the #2 seed. Vikings beat the Bears, and well, Texans beat the Colts, which unfortunately, Texans, you failed in your Tank Bowl. Your Tank Bowl champions this year, the Chicago Bears. Bears hold the #1 pick. Texans are #2, which is one of the reasons why Lovie Smith got fired.
Lovie Smith got fired.
That is one of the reasons. We'll get to that in a little bit. Jets lost to the Dolphins, and because of the Patriots loss, Dolphins got into the playoffs. Panthers beat the Saints. Steelers beat the Browns, so Mike Tomlin still doesn't have a losing season. Jesus Christ.
He's a wizard.
Redskins beat the Cowboys. Redskins at least can say, hey, we went out on a high.
Hey.
Dallas, I was going to say this last week, even if we won, the game didn't mean anything, win or lost, because I knew the Eagles were not going to lose. Why? Because the Giants didn't play any of their starters, so speaking of that...
They almost lost. They almost.
Well, even if they did, we would have needed the Niners to lose as well. Well, Arizona decided to just fold like babies. Eagles won, though. Niners won. Broncos actually got the end of the season with a win. Seahawks beat the Rams. Then, of course, as we already mentioned at the start, the Lions did eliminate the Packers. So Packers did get...
congrats to the Lions for having a winning season since like 1926.
Yeah, I think it's been a long time. I think that it was since 2016, I think?
Whenever the Cowboys cheated to win the playoff game against them, yeah.
Yeah, so it would have been around that time, so yeah.
Where's my...
But there you go. So we know the teams in the playoffs. It is AFC. Chiefs are the 1 seed. Bills, Bengals, Jags got the home games this week. Then, of course, the wildcard teams are the Chargers, Ravens, and the Dolphins. In the NFC, Eagles got the 1 seed finally, locking it up. Followed by the Niners, the Vikings, and the Buccaneers getting a home game. Cowboys, Giants, and yes, the Seahawks with Geno Smith, which I don't think anybody had that happening on their bingo card, making the playoffs. But before we get to the picks, let's get out our best and worst for this year, and of course news around the NFL. So, the first award tonight. Now, there's only going to be a few of them tonight, because we're going to say our MVP. Well, we're going to just do them all tonight, fuck it. So the first one, though, we're going to start with the bad ones, the worst, the words you don't want. So, worst team of the year.
Oh.
Now, this could mean you could have this as one of two things. You can either base it on the win-loss record or how disappointing they were because they went into the season with so much hype that, well, they fell way short. Now, I know, personally, I would say the Houston Texans, but I just can't do it because we all knew Houston was going to be terrible. So my worst team of the year is, believe it or not, the Denver Broncos. Yes, I know the record is not one of the worst.
That's my pick too.
It's
That's
not
mine too.
Oh wow, we all picked the same. Was not one of the worst.
Goddamn right. That's right, baby.
Yeah. I know the record doesn't show they're the worst team, but you know, you made that big trade for Russell Wilson, and a lot of experts were saying the Broncos were going to win the AFC, win the division, probably be Super Bowl representative. But I think after the first game, we realized, oh shit, this is going to be a train wreck from the bowels of hell. Because the head coach was an idiot. He got rightfully fired. That's one of the few things I agreed with this year. Russell Wilson played terribly. I don't know if it was because he's just playing bad now, or it was the coaching and all that, so we won't know till next year. I mean, the Broncos' defense was good. The problem was the offense was completely terrible the whole season. So
you know what? I got my pick. But before can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did that Packers dude pick that ball up? that's bugging me. What was the point of that?
I have no idea, but that's what made me drink more.
All right, but my pick for I was gonna say it's still the Broncos, but you know what? The Tennessee Titans, you guys are garbage. Tennessee Titans, you had the King Henry, King Henry, but no, you lost 8 out of 8 games in a row. That's embarrassing. You lost to a girl. You idiots. You guys, garbage.
You're gonna regret picking the Titans, and I'll say why in the next award in a second. Travis, who do you got?
I got the Broncos with you, Doug. Their defense was okay, but you give all away your picks.
You had Russell Wilson,
and the best thing y'all get all year is Broncos country. Let's ride. That's all you got from them, and
pretty much the greatest meme of all time.
Yes, it is.
Now,
especially when he was on a plane.
God, doing the knees and shit. Yeah, we remember that.
That was best.
Broncos gave us so much good meme material and good or much hate. It was beautiful. Next, worst collapse of the season. Now, this could mean a lot of other things. A team that looked like they were doing so good, but then had a collapse and really fucked themselves over. You could even say a playoff team was in this category as well, because there's at least one playoff team who should get this award. But that's not who I'm giving it to. Worst collapse of this year goes to the Tennessee Titans, because they had the easiest division to win, had a big old lead, and then collapsed. And blew the rest of the season. So, Tennessee, congratulations, you win the worst collapse of the year award. At least in my book. Travis?
It's going to be kind of shocking. It's a playoff team. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. I agree.
You were what? They were what? 7-3 at one point?
Yeah, and then they ended up barely making it.
Making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I understand Tua was hurt, but next man up, you should win games.
Mm-hmm. I think they're using
that's why I'm picking the Dolphins.
I think they're on the quarterback that's in the 7th round right now. We've picked this past 7th round, so good there. And Dave, who do you have as your team with the worst collapse this year?
The Jets. You know why? Because we had, Zach Wilson gonna be awesome. He's garbage. Mike White did better. That collapse, and that whole situation of Zach Wilson telling people to listen and talking shit about his team. Yeah, that's fucked up. You don't.
Hey, you know what Zach Wilson's good for?
Fucking
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And of course, Rosie and Dark Knight have joined the chat party. Hello, Rosie and Dark Knight.
Hello.
Yep.
So that's my pick. That's my pick for.
Pick. Can't argue with either one of those.
Though.
I like that pick because that is actually
Wait,
did have a collapse.
you started your picks already?
Well, we haven't got to the pick portion yet, Rosie. We're giving out our best and worst of the season, so.
At least I came in time.
Yeah. So the next worst award, because we're going to start with the worst before we get to the best. Worst head coach of the year.
God.
Now, you can make this coach somebody who still got their job or somebody who was fired. You can make it either one. And, well, I hate to do this. I got to go back to Denver real quick, the head coach they fired. I'm sorry. You had Russell fucking Wilson. You had a decent defense. and you couldn't get it together. And I'm sorry, the best reason I can say he's my worst head coach, and I'm sure everyone's like, you're not going after the Raiders head coach? No, I'm being nice for a change to Raiders. Be thankful. Let's go back all the way to week 1 when they played Seattle. He had 3 timeouts. 3. And instead of working with those timeouts, getting your kicker in a better field goal position, you instead just send your field goal kicker out there to kick a 60-plus yarder. That was the first sign of a problem. And then his having to get somebody to tell him how to keep an eye on the clock and handing over duties. He was terrible. He gets my vote. He was so bad I don't even remember his name. At least I can remember Coach Lovie Smith's name. I can remember the Cardinals head coach.
Oh,
yeah. You talking about Nathaniel Hackett?
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah, he was my worst head coach of this year.
You know, mine's this.
Who's your worst head coach, Dave?
I don't know who the coach guy. I was gonna pick the Bears coach. I don't know his name, but Jeff Saturday, you garbage, you garbage. You
won one game.
You gotta use timeout. Timeouts are there for a reason. Now we're gonna not use waste of time. You suck. You need to leave. You need to get fired too.
Speaking of Mr. of the Raiders, East Coast Raider, aka my buddy Corey, he said McDaniels for worst head coach. We already went over worst team of the year and worst collapse of the year as well. So if you want to answer those in the comments. Gave up 5 17-point halftime leads.
So Jeff Saturday, you got my pick for worst coach.
All right.
Jeff Saturday.
Travis?
I'm going on a limb. It's going to be a shocker for me. I'm going Matt LaFleur for the Packers.
Wow.
It's just because he looked at Aaron Rodgers Sunday night and was like, do you want to punt the ball? You're the coach. You make the decisions. You don't look at Aaron Rodgers and ask, do you want to punt the ball? He's a quarterback.
I must have missed that. Holy shit.
Yeah, what was the halftime? What was it?
It was when they decided. It's when they decided to kick that 50-some-yard field goal.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
He looked at Aaron Rodgers and said, "Do you want to punt the ball?"
Yo, he was cussing out. He was cussing out there. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Damn.
Yeah. It just his play calling and coaching this year sucked.
I agree. Now, before we get to the next 2 worst awards, and then we'll get to some best, Rosie, do you want to participate in the awards section or not? I don't get an answer from Rosie. So moving on, we have 2 worst ones left. I was asking, did you want to participate in the award part of the show? But I don't think Rosie heard me. She doesn't pay it. So
I'm here, but I'm not really
paying attention. I know.
Yeah.
I blame Dark Knight.
I'm trying to do homework and frickin' you guys at the same time.
Okay. We'll get to you when we get to the picks portion then. So, the next worst award. Team with the worst outlook for next season. Now, this award is pretty much like it says. A team that has a very bad outlook for the future. Now, they could have ended good or even bad, but because of things happening already, they are in deep trouble. And with that being the case, this is the one I'm giving to the Raiders for worst outlook next year. Because we already know they're getting rid of Derek Carr. They're going to try to trade him before, I think the date is February. Now, I know I've heard rumors of the Miami Dolphins want him, the Jets want him, the Colts want him, so we'll see what happens there. But it seems like the Raiders are going to be rebuilding for the next few years, so it may be one of those situations where because of them rebuilding and everything starting next year, that they will have the worst outlook for the future. Now, I would have said the Colts, but that would have been too obvious. Colts have been bad because they keep doing been a quarterback. But Raiders get my vote for team with the worst outlook for next year. Dave, what about you?
The Bears.
Ooh, that's an interesting pick. Explain.
It is.
Because the Bears don't know what the hell to do with a damn quarterback. You got all that. You got all that offense. You can't even use it. Doesn't feel the only thing that this feels good, but he's with a bad group of people. Don't know what the hell they're doing. So that's why I choose the Bears.
Yeah, because I even traded for Claypool, and it didn't really work.
Yeah, exactly. At least Browns doing something. The Browns are actually better than the Bears. And the Browns,
for once.
Yeah,
for once.
Yeah. All right, Travis, your turn.
I'm going with the Broncos.
Ooh. So you don't.
They don't have a number one. They don't have a first round draft pick. They gave it to Seattle. So you don't have anything to look forward to in the draft.
Mr. Ramsey agrees with you on that, Travis. He said Broncos' worst outlook. No picks, washed up QB, no cap space, no coach. Can't argue with that.
And they don't have a running game.
They don't have a running game either, no. The only good thing for Broncos is that defense, and that's I think us being nice. One award left, and this one's kind of like the MVP, but the opposite. Least valuable player of this year. Now,
there's a lot.
Now, this player, it can be on any team because even some of the teams in the playoffs, like Dak, like Tom Brady, like Kirk Cousins, have played bad this year. You know, the teams are in the playoffs for one reason or another. Maybe not because of them in particularly. Or you could pick a quarterback who's not in the playoffs this year because they suck so bad. Mr. Ramsey's picking Russell Wilson. I'm also picking Russell Wilson just because I actually thought he would have been played way better than he did in Seattle. But you know what? He was a disappointment. Didn't really help his team. Actually hurt his team more in the long run this year. So Russell Wilson gets my least valuable player as well. Dave?
You know what? I'm going to my rivals. Matthew Stafford.
Oh, he's behind.
Garbage ass dude. Garbage ass dude.
Well, he did get his ring, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's true.
He had Super ring. You're supposed to defend it. Not, I'm about to get hurt.
He did beat you guys to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Somehow.
In my runner up was Aaron Donald.
Oh, he just went after the Rams. Rams on everybody.
He did go after the Rams.
Shit. Travis, what about you? Least valuable player this year.
Doug, I'm sorry. I'm going with Dak Prescott.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Not just saying I hate the Cowboys, but you missed how many games and you still tied for most interceptions in the season?
That's why I'm not surprised. Like I said, between him, Brady, and Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, all three of those quarterbacks, they're not the reason their team made the playoffs. If it wasn't for Cooper Rush, Dallas would have not made it in, if I'm being honest. But most Cowboy fans would admit that.
I think it wasn't for the defense at the beginning of the year.
Defense and Rush, because Rush did play great those games he had to play. So
he did play good.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the good side of the award show. The ones that you want to win from us. So the first one we're doing, most improved team from previous season. Now this one is pretty much team who was bad last year.
Easy.
But this year was a good team. They didn't have to make the playoffs, just had to have a winning record. My vote is for the Detroit Lions.
Golden Globes?
Yes, we're just more fancy. We just don't have tits, but we have heart.
We're better than the Golden Globes. We just don't get paid for it.
The Golden Globes.
Yeah, but like I said, the Detroit Lions get my vote for this most improved team. I liked what they did this year compared to last year. They rebuilt, got the first winning season in a lot of time. They got a head coach who actually looks to be competent, and he's got the team behind him. That's something you want as a head coach. So Lions get my most improved team of the year. Dave?
You know what? We're going to Jacksonville, Florida. We're going for the AW Jaguars.
Can't argue that. Cannot argue that.
And you were the laughing stock. You guys were laughing all these years, laughing stock. Last time you went to play out was with Blake Bortles, and they made the championship game, and ever since then, they're like, nah, we don't want this time. You got to do something. So my pick goes to the Jaguars.
Fair enough. Travis?
I was going to go with the Jaguars, but I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go with the New York Giants.
Okay.
Nice.
They did improve.
Just because, you know, quarterback looked a little bit better. Daquan stayed healthy. That was important.
Yeah.
So
And
Jones didn't do anything stupid. Didn't run and fumbled.
Mr. Ramsey has
is true.
Seahawks as his most improved. Which, I got to agree with that. Now, this is a two-part award because it ties into two things. I combined this one here. Best / worst trade of the season. And of course, this is for the season started. I think we all know what we're going to say. Best trade: Seattle getting rid of Russell Wilson to Denver. Worst trade: Denver trading for Russell Wilson.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't think of any other trade that was worse than that.
yeah, it's true.
And that's the best thing for you Seahawks fans watching. You're playing with how you got the 5th pick in the first round because of how bad Denver did. So Seattle wins.
Well, you could say worst trade is probably also could be Tennessee giving away A.J. Brown.
That is true.
So, yeah.
Best Ramsey says best trade: D. Adams to the Raiders. Worst: Russ.
I mean, I guess the good trade was Christian McCaffrey. The worst trade, Aaron Rodgers losing his best friend.
that was his cuddle buddy.
That was his cuddle buddy. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Next one. This one, I have a feeling we'll have a lot of people discussing a bit. Best head coach of the year. Now again, this is an award that is the opposite of worst. They did a great job this year. They didn't have to make the playoffs either. So I'm giving you guys that little bit of a break because I know most times it's teams who make the playoffs who get that award. I know people may be shocked by this. As much as I want to give it to the Lions head coach, I cannot do it. I have to give it to the Jaguars and Doug Peterson. I think
that's my pick too.
I think a lot of people are probably going to look at the Jaguars. Oh, they're going to be rebuilding for a while because of what happened the previous year. But Doug did a good job this year. He kept them in the playoff hunt because the Titans were so bad. Won the division, which no one had.
Share the same name.
Well, no. That ain't it at all, Rosie. Nice try, though.
It is.
But Doug Peterson gets my vote on that one. Now, I would say the Lions head coach would be second on that one. Dave, who do you have as your best coach of the year?
Well, mine was Doug Peterson, but you know what? We're going to the Browns. So, fuck the Browns head coaches. Yes, he did a good job coaching that Brown team this year. Even though you guys are garbage, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know who's the coach's name for the Browns.
I don't know, but I hope he got a happy ending this year.
I know it's from the Viking coach or some shit.
Deshaun Watson knows some people.
Yeah, he wants some happy.
Yep. Travis, who do you have as your head coach of the year?
I was gonna go with the Giants, but I'm gonna go Dan Campbell. You gotta love the guy. I mean,
Campbell.
He puts his heart and soul into that team, and
yeah,
in my opinion, they should have made the playoffs because screw the Seahawks.
I think they would have been more fun to watch than the Seahawks, to be honest.
I think they would have given the 49ers a better run than Seattle would have.
I agree. Mr. Ramsey says Motor City Dan Campbell. Jags had some recent success. 2017 Lions 25 UF complete trash. Again, I think Dan Campbell was a good choice. I think it was between him and Doug. I know it's not. They're not going to either win it. It's probably going to be whoever makes the Super Bowl, one of those two. But anyway, all right. Best team of the year. Now, this one most likely we're going to pick a team that's in the playoffs, most likely. So,
our team.
No, Travis, I'm going to let you go first since your team did not make the playoffs. Who was your best team of the year?
Best team of the year. Do they have to be a playoff team?
They don't have to if you don't want it to be.
Best team of the year, I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Okay, 49ers. Their defense has been good this year. I can't argue that.
I mean, come on, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Come on now.
Undefeated, too.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody, I got to admit. No, I don't.
And Brock Purdy's undefeated too so far. He's undefeated so far.
Mr. Ramsey says Philly without a doubt. All right, that's one vote for the Niners and one vote for Philly. Dave?
You know what? I'm not picking my Niners. They're doing a good job. I'm going with Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, wow.
I see that.
You got a quarterback.
Like
you got that rookie ETG, ETY. You got that. You got DJ Chark. You got that defense doing good. So
the defense is underrated.
You got the Josh Allen guy who's looking good for defense. The Josh Allen, the guy that plays defense for the Jaguars. not to compete with Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Different person. But yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Fair enough. And of course, my vote is, believe it or not, I am not voting for my own team or my mom's team, believe it or not. I'm voting for the team that I've been riding pretty much for the last 2 seasons in the AFC, a team that I've said will win a Super Bowl with the Buffalo Bills.
Blah,
Yes.
blah.
That is my team of the year. Personally, I'm going to say this.
But they're
This goes to Kansas City. If you do win, Chiefs, if you do win the AFC, it's not because you were the better team. It's because of how everything happened in the Bengals-Bills game.
Yeah.
So, because I think, personally, Bills or Bengals don't make it to the Super Bowl, they have a legitimate case to say, hey, we didn't get the rightful number 1 team that would have been one of theirs. But that's another story for another time. But Bills are my best team of the year. Now, we already did that one. So, we got 2 awards left. Next one. And I hate doing this one because, well, we haven't done it yet. We already talked about the team with the worst outlook for next year. So let's talk about the team with the best outlook for next season. Of course, this is a team you could say even if they missed the playoffs because they had they had a winning record, or a team that had a bad year but could bounce back because there were things beyond their control and look good for next year. Travis, I'm going to give it to you. Team with the best outlook for next season.
I'm going to go with them, the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions, all right. I think we've talked. See, it's sad. Detroit missed the playoffs, but we're talking about them so much. It's the first time anybody still gives a fuck about Detroit. Thank you, Dan Campbell.
It's great.
Dave, what about you?
You know what? The Commanders.
Ooh, you're going to say the Commanders. Interesting.
The Piggies.
The team who could have been eliminated from the playoffs in Week 17.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who now have made maybe the worst mascot in history, because every time I see him now, I'm going to just want to think, it's time for Winnie the Pooh to kill Bigly.
No, he almost looks like a mascot for like McDonald's or some shit.
That movie should be fucking canceled. Period.
The movie looks great.
I got tickets for that. Shit.
You know, so I got tickets to see the Winnie the Pooh horror film too. I'm warped.
Whoever made that should be shot. I'm sorry.
Send your hate mail to New York at rosieTheRobot.com. Mr. Ramsey said...
For people who love the cartoon Winnie the Pooh, we should freaking riot. Honestly, that is such
I
bullshit.
love the Winnie the Pooh cartoon, but we should always see a dark side of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Ugh, no.
My mom wants to see, and she loves Winnie the Pooh. She's got evil stuff and everything. She can't wait to see how evil dies.
And they're looking to do it for Bambi, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Bambi gets the revenge on the people who killed her mother? Fuck yeah. Mr. Ramsey says Raiders, massive amount of picks, massive amount of cap space, and the most all-pros of any team not to make the playoffs.
If they get a new coach, maybe.
All the Jets to Miami if they get Derek Carr. Now, of course, we already talked about that a bit. But as far as for my team with the best outlook for next year, I got to go with the Detroit Lions, which I can't believe I'm saying that. But, you know, they played well at the end of this year. The defenses got better throughout the year. The offense actually got better throughout the end of this year as well. That if they keep that momentum going into next season, they could be a team to deal with. The Vikings may think they've won the division easy and will continue to win it easily because Bears are rebuilding. Packers we don't know what's going to happen to them or not. But the Lions are going not so fast, you blonde-headed motherfuckers. That gets us to the last award for the good things. And that is, of course, your MVP of the year. Who is your most valuable player for this year? Dave, I'm going to let you go first because I know you can't pick a 49ers player because half their team got banged up this year. So,
Brock Purdy.
You know what? I'm going with, I don't know. You know what? Let's go with Josh Allen.
All right. Fair enough. Travis?
I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, all right. He played well this year, and both of them are good picks. And Josh Allen as well from Ramsey. And, you know, maybe I should shock everyone because of the fact of, you know, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to pick now. I'm not picking the Eagles quarterback. No, fuck
Dak
that
Prescott?
shit. No, I'm not picking Dak either. Dak's not even in the top 5 in the race. If anybody says Dak Prescott's MVP, I'm going to have to look at him and like, what the fuck are you smoking? And I say that as Cowboys fan. The only person on the Cowboys who should be up for MVP is Pollard and defense. That's about it. But Micah Parsons, yeah. As far as for my vote for MVP of the year, Josh Allen. I feel like it should go to anyone who's in the AFC, because I think all the AFC quarterbacks have had to do with more shit and have played in better, tougher games. I think if it's all the quarterbacks in the NFC, let's be honest here, they played a lot of cupcake games, if we're being honest. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
So I can't really vote for anyone in the NFC. AFC, if Josh Allen wins it, great. If Burrow wins it, I agree. If it's Patrick Mahomes, I'll agree. I can't, because if it wasn't for him, the Chiefs would be shit.
What is Kermit the Frog? What is Kermit the Frog, boys?
Yep. Now let's talk about some of the news that needed to be discussed, particularly the coach firings. First, Josh Allen. Why did I say Josh Allen? I'm spacing out. Hold on. All right, now I'm back. All right. Look, Coach Lovie Smith was hired from the Houston Texans immediately after they beat the Colts. I don't think no one's surprised, because I think we all said that was probably going to be a one and done thing in the preseason. I don't think they wanted him to begin with. It's just they didn't have a choice, because the coaches they want, no one wanted to show up. So there's one. Second reason they probably fired him, because he won the game against Houston.
Yep.
Because I think they were mad that they went from the first pick to number 2. So, and third and lastly, and this one, they just, again, like I said, they didn't want him. And here's the thing, Houston. You gave Coach Lovie Smith, a guy who I actually like, a team that you could not win with at all this year. They were pretty much a bunch of to terrible players, excluding maybe at wide receiver. All the other positions, shit. That's why almost everyone had Houston being the worst team. The only reason you didn't win worst team of this year is because you somehow decided to beat the Titans and then beat the Colts to give the Bears the number 1 pick. So there's that. Next, Arizona. Here's an interesting fact. They have been in the league for 100 years, and do you know they've never had a coach stay there for more than 6 years? It's been under 6 for every coach. They've never had somebody stay long. They can't keep a coach. It's like they never keep a coach long enough. And here's the thing. The coach they just fired, they gave an extension to before the season started. So have fun paying them all that money. Now, of course, the next question is who will be the new head coaches. We don't know yet. Will be interesting. I know there's been a lot of talk about the Saints head coach who retired, that they want to talk to him. But remember, if you're going to trade for him, the Saints have to okay it, so you will have to give up some draft picks. Just keep that in mind. Of course, I'm sure we're going to expect more head coach firings without this week, so I haven't heard anything else yet. Now, it was announced that the Rams head coach, he will be coming back. I just think he had a lot to do with this year between the players getting injured, and of course I think he lost his grandfather or something. So he was doing with a lot of stuff there. So, but he's coming back next year.
And the Saints head coach is coming back.
Saints head coach is coming back as well. We just don't know where. And the Chiefs offensive coordinator. I'm glad you brought him up. The Colts have requested to interview him. So there's that. The Panthers have requested to interview a defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, and even the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys is being interviewed as well. So it will be interesting to see who goes where.
Wait, Kellen Moore's being interviewed?
Yeah, the offensive and defensive coordinator have teams have requested to interview them for the head coaching of things. Will they take it? I don't know, but it will be interesting to see what happens with some of these teams. Now,
you know who should be a coach?
Colts have interviewed him, and I believe the Cardinals are going to be interviewing him as well. So it will be interesting to see there. Now, with that out of the way, it's time to get to the picks portion of the show. So everyone, have your picks written down and ready to go, because it's time for picks. By the way, the good part. So, let me grab my phone real quick, because I want to give you the point spread for each game, because that's just the kind of guy I am. And we're going to start with the 2 games on Saturday. So, the first one, it is the Seahawks going to San Francisco. Now, of course, this is the 3rd time they are playing against each other.
Yeah.
This season.
Don't remind me.
And Currently, right now, the 49ers are favored by about 9 points. The game is at 4:30 tomorrow. Now, the Seahawks have been a nice Cinderella story. You know, Geno Smith, no one expected him to be this good. He got, he's played well. Yes, Seattle kind of had some issues near the end of the year, but they were able to turn it around and get in. Ironically enough, Geno Smith did break some of the records Russell Wilson had, so there's some funniness. And maybe it does show that their head coach, Pete Carroll, was not a complete idiot. But with that being said, Dave's already mentioned that the weather's going to be terrible for that game, so that plays a key factor in a bit. I do agree with what Ramsey just commented. It's going to be a closer game than expected. He is taking the 49ers, and I'm taking the 49ers as well. I don't trust Seattle's defense.
Nope.
I think the offense will play okay, but Seattle's defense is not that good. You could make the argument probably one of the two worst defenses of the teams in the playoffs left. But I think the Seahawks are just going to be happy to be there. It's house money because they weren't really expected to be there. They were expected to have a losing season and probably get a late pick from the Broncos. But hey, Lady Luck was with him, but give me the 49ers. Dave, who do you have? I know who you have. Just say it.
The 49ers, because that defense, Nick Bosa, going with Defense Player of the Year, and you got the defense also. But I'm kind of iffy about how the rookie's gonna play in his first playoff game too. No, the rookie's first playoff game. But I got the 49ers.
Fair enough, Travis.
McCaffrey all day, Chris is gonna run all over them. Sorry.
We got 3 for the Niners.
It's your team. You can do what you want. It's your team.
It's your team. Be happy.
Yeah. I'm picking the 49ers. We saw when they played Thursday night that Seattle has no offensive line against the 49ers defense. The rain may hurt the score a little bit. I think San Francisco is going to cover the spread pretty easy.
All right. So far, we have four for the 49ers. So, Rosie and Dark Knight. Are you taking the 49ers at home?
You're not going to get Dark Knight's answer. He's playing COD, so I'm going with 49ers.
49ers. So, that's 5 for the 49ers. So, in better words, if the Niners lose, you can blame us 5, okay?
No, we'll just blame Dave.
All right,
No.
Moving on, we're heading
fine.
to... he's not going to switch, and I can't either because I'm not that nuts.
Nah.
All right, so the next game,
No.
where I get this set up, is the Saturday night game, which is on NBC. Probably one of the harder games to pick from just because the away team has the better record, but the home team may actually play better because they don't have as many injuries. And that is, of course, the Chargers of Los Angeles. Go, Chargers, go. Taking on the Jaguars, who pretty much told the Tennessee Titans to sit your bitches ass down. Jaguars are not favored to win this game, though. The Chargers are favored to win this one by 1.5 points. And it's at 8:15. Here's the thing. Jaguars, to me, have the better head coach. I don't trust the Chargers head coach because he's done a lot of stupid shit last year and last season and this season. What I think helps the Jaguars is they got that heart, they got the momentum, they're playing with house money because no one expected them to be here. Chargers, they got the injuries they've been dealing with. I think more of the pressure's on them right now for this game. Mr. Ramsey says Jags Chargers going to Charger at some point. I'm picking the Chargers as well. I'm not completely confident in this pick. This is one of the 2 picks. I will be honest, that gave me the most trouble. But this one not as bad as the other one that gave me that I had to literally, when I get to it, I'm going to tell you how long it took me to make that pick. But give me the Chargers here. I'm not overly confident. I could see the Jaguars winning this one because it's kind of an even matchup. Vegas has it being not. Travis, who do you got, Chargers or Jags?
This was also a hard pick for me. I'm going to go with the home team, and I'm going with the Jaguars.
All right, one for the... All right, Dave?
You know what? I'm going with the upset here. I'm going with the Jaguars. And fun fact, Jaguars. Fun fact, Cherry Lord never lost on a Saturday. High school, college, or NFL.
I hope
Ooh,
that
I did not
changes.
know that. That is a good fact.
That
I've
is a
seen it
good
on
fact.
Facebook. But
Hopefully that fact changes this weekend. Rosie, what about you?
Damn. Oh, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go with the Jags also.
All right.
Sorry, Doug. Goodbye.
Well, I think Corey's taking the Chargers too, so that's a good thing there. All right. The next one, this might be the easiest pick for everybody in this freaking game, because I think it's the one game no one expects anything to happen, unless the football gods have a coarse sense of humor on us all. It is the Miami Dolphins who barely got in, who will be using the third-string quarterback or fourth. By the way, interesting fact as well, since we're talking facts. We have two quarterbacks who were picked in the 7th round playing this weekend. The one for the Niners and one for the Dolphins. By the way, Buffalo is favored to win this game right now by 13.5 points. The game is at 1 o'clock on CBS on Sunday. Yeah, this is my lock for the playoffs of this weekend. Give me the Bills. I get the Dolphins. I give them like 0.1% chance, and that 1% chance is just because maybe the condom breaks. So give me the Bills. My lock of the week. Ramsey's taking the Bills by 20, so... Dave?
I'm going with the Bills.
That's 2 for the Bills. Travis, are you going to be insane, or are you going to take the Bills?
No, I'm taking the Bills. But, Dave, how cold is it going to be up there for Saturday? Oh, whatever day, Sunday.
Sunday.
Let's look right now.
Well, he's looking at that. Rosie, who do you have? Bills or Dolphins?
Bills. No,
No one's taking the fucking Dolphins.
It's going to be
Why would
31
we?
degrees.
Screw the Dolphins.
It's going to be 31 degrees. 31 is going to feel like it's... Yeah.
That's a heat wave for Buffalo this time of year.
And the wind, what time the game starts?
1.
1 o'clock.
It's going to be like 4. The wind is going to be 4 miles per hour. So...
Yeah, that could play, but I think Miami's going to lose anyway. They don't do well in cold weather. Plus injuries out the ass for them.
No.
Up next, this game is at 4:30 on Fox. The Giants take on the Vikings. Vikings are currently favored by 3 points. All right, here's my thing, guys. Giants, they rested a little players this past week, so they're hoping that that hopes them a bit. Barkley's been playing well this year. That's one of the reasons why they've won their games, and Jones has played smartly, not stupidly. Vikings, the way they got more of the weapons and probably Kirk Cousins more experience, the Vikings have played a lot of games this year they should have lost. They should have lost to the Colts, but the Colts choked. The Bills they should have lost to, but they kind of got lucky there on that one. And even in all the games they won, they won them barely by a few points because of the field goal kicker. And then let's look at the Vikings at one more thing. They've been blown out by the Cowboys, and we all remember that game because I laughed my ass off. And then just a few weeks ago, didn't they get blown out by the Packers?
Yep.
So this is really with the Vikings that you don't know which team you're getting. Yeah, you could say the same for the Giants, but I feel with the Giants you get a little bit more of that. Plus the Giants, I feel like their head coach has not made as that many mistakes as the Vikings head coach. So to me, it really comes down to which Vikings team are we getting? Are we getting the team that's look dominant, that looks like they could be a threat? Or are we getting the Vikings that plays like shit?
Oh, that's popped in my phone. The Bills signed wide receiver Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley going to play Sunday on the Buffalo Bills side. Buffalo. Beasley.
Okay.
Make it 30 points for Buffalo to win by then. Mr. Ramsey has the Vikings with a last-minute field goal. Rosie, who do you have? Giants or Vikings?
Giants, come on.
I know. She's a New York girl. I knew that was happening. Travis, what about you? This is a team you hate in the Vikings, but...
You would pick me next. Yeah, I do hate the bike queens.
The
The bike queens? That's a new one.
No, the
The
bike queens.
bikers.
Yeah, the bike queers, whatever they are.
Yeah. Cut cousins bitches, as they're known as.
Yeah, with him with his not so cool chains like Jared Goff.
I'm so icy.
Damn.
He's not icy right now.
Even though I hate the Vikings, they got more weapons than the Giants. Daniel Jones ain't got nobody to throw to. They lean on Saquon too much. Give me the Vikings, but probably about like 3 points.
That's what Corey said as well. Dave, what about you?
You know what? I see an upset here. I see the Giants upsetting the Vikings at home.
Oh, wow.
Cause, yeah.
Dave, Doug, who'd you have?
I was saving myself for last for this reason. This game took me an hour and 30 minutes to make a decision on.
Jesus.
Because
Damn.
between the variables and how the Vikings played in the games they should have won, and then, of course, them getting blown out technically 3 times if you count that Colts game in the first half.
Where's Watson's cookies?
So as much as I can't believe I'm saying this.
Did you eat
This is my upset pick of the playoff weekend. I am taking the New York Giants to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Fuck you,
one
Kirk
more.
Cousins. I'm
Okay.
sure Rosie just died of a heart attack because I picked the Giants to win.
I'm
Yeah,
not
'cause-
even paying one bit of attention. What did he pick?
I picked the
You
Giants
picked the
to win,
Giants.
Rosie.
Cowboys fan?
Yeah. And Doug's been the
Who
only
are
one
you?
riding
What do
Kirk
you got
Cousins'
with Doug?
PP all
Did
year.
Jason take you?
Hey, I can't trust the Vikings because of how they played this year. Shit.
Hey, but you've
Nice Fridays the
you've rolled
13th, I
Kirk
can tell you
Cousins.
that. Oh, my God.
And I picked the Giants to win a few games this year, so leave me alone.
But you've rode Kirk Cousins, you know what, for like half the year.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
I've been making fun of him for. Yeah, I've been nice to him this year, but now that was in 2022.
You have been, because I know how you feel about him.
I fucking don't shut up, Travis. He's like Roman Reigns to me, a pile of shit. All right, time for the Sunday night game. It is my mom's Baltimore Ravens taking on the Bengals. Ravens will not have their starting quarterback. He's out for this game. Bengals are healthy. We saw what the Bengals did to him this past week, and it's pretty much a rematch. Third time they're facing off. I know my mom's picking Baltimore here, and she's going to pick them and cheer for them to the bitter end, but, Mom, I can't do it. I cannot pick Baltimore in this one. I'm sorry. Too many injuries.
Is she watching?
If she is, I'm gonna die. So you'll hear about it in the news. So sorry, Mom. I gotta pick the Bengals here. I can't do it. I can't take that leap of faith.
He's gonna
this time.
run you over.
Ramsey said Ravens just because it would end the Lamar Jackson debate. So he's taking
Yeah.
the Ravens here. Travis, what about you? Bengals or my mom's Ravens?
You know I've been riding the Ravens all year, right?
Right.
Just like I've been with the Vikings.
Okay.
But tell your mom I'm sorry. The Ravens crab cakes are over. There's no way they're winning this game. I'm picking Joe Burrow and the Bengals, at least by 14 points.
Fair enough. Rosie, what about you? Are you picking my mom's Ravens or going to WKOP Cincinnati with the Bengals?
This is a tough one because on one hand I want to make your mom happy, and the other hand, yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna make your mom happy and go with Ravens.
All right. And Dave, what about you? Are you joining me and Travis in Cincinnati, or are you heading to Baltimore?
We're going that cool motherfucking Joe Barrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No surprise there. And that, by the way, is the Sunday night game at 8:15 on NBC.
The Home Alone kid.
Bengals are favored by 8.5 points. Now the last game, which is Monday night. You can watch it on ABC,
here we go.
ESPN, and ESPN Plus. I have a strong feeling I am by myself, which I
Hey,
kind of
you don't
expected.
know.
Maybe.
You never know.
If I'm not by myself, if somebody actually picks my team to win this one besides
I'll
myself,
give it
I'd
in a
be
minute.
shocked. But it is the
Okay.
Cowboys on the road against the Buccaneers, Cowboys, 5th seed, Bucks, 4th seed, let's be frankly honest. I didn't want to say this on stream, but I'm going to say it anyway. The only reason Tampa Bay's in this, won their division is because, one, Falcons suck, Saints rebuilding, Panthers rebuilding, and two, refs have bailed out the Buccaneers so many times this year. And if anybody wants proof, just go back to that first meeting with the Buccaneers in Atlanta when they said, oh, because you touched Tom Brady, that's a flag. Buccaneers have been bailed out. They got bailed out in that game, bailed out against the Cardinals, and bailed out against the Panthers as well. So to me personally...
Really? You're going to make me get up and get you a drink?
Because I feel like the NFL wants the Buccaneers to make it to the Super Bowl again just because it's Tom Brady. They
let me do this last pick and then I'll get you a drink.
So there's that. But I'm taking my Cowboys. I'm hoping the defense steps up, and I'm hoping for the love of God Tom Brady has one of his worst games. And unfortunately, what makes this even worse, Brady has not lost to the Cowboys at all in his career. That does not help my anxiety. I might have a heart attack Monday night. 7-0. Corey's taking the Bucks because Dak will give the game away. Travis, what about you? Are you taking the Bucks, or are you going to be riding with my Cowboys?
You know what, Doug? You know what? How much crap have I given you Cowboys for years?
A lot, give or take.
A lot? A lot, right?
Right.
How many playoff games have they won in the past, 30 years?
Not that many.
Not that many? Well, guess what? They ain't winning Monday night.
You're taking the Bucks.
They ain't winning. Dak Prescott's going to throw 3 interceptions. They're going to put Cooper Rush in the game to make it close, but it's Tom Brady in the playoffs. Come on now. Sorry. We're going to have a lot of disappointed Cowboys fans again at the end of the year.
At least my team made it, unlike your Packers.
Hey, but you know what? You know what, though? You know what, though?
Yeah, but the Cowboys needed help. They need help to get in. They need help to get in. They
you know what?
Go on their own.
Oh, Des Bryant's catch won a catch, and you won one playoff game in the past 30 years. So, y'all got all that money, and you can't do nothing with it.
You could say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. He's the only one that won Super Bowl when he thinks he should win more. But I'm just gonna get all that subject.
Hey, did Romo win one? Did Dak win a Super Bowl? No.
Yeah, and Madden.
What? Rosie, what about you? You taking the Cowboys or the Bucks?
Bucks.
God damn it! All right,
Period.
Dave.
Bucks.
Dave,
You know what? I see an upset here. I predict the Bucks gonna go on Dak Prescott so fast he gonna try and retire. He go. So you know what? I see Tom Brady cheating to win, losing the second round. So let's go Cowboys. You saw. Let's go get out.
Damn.
I will say this right now because I just want it as a record. If the Cowboys do win, I will be the biggest asshole in the history of sports, and I will let Stephen A. Smith. And this goes to Stephen A. Smith because I know he's already said Cowboys are going to lose. And this goes to Stephen A. Smith because I know me and Travis were joking, but it was a friendly joking there. Stephen A. Smith, here's my thing. You want to hate on the Cowboys, but yet, did your Steelers make the playoffs? No, and yet, you didn't bury them at all this year on First Take. You didn't bury the Packers this year either.
You know what, Doug? You can be the biggest a-hole next week, but you still ain't going to beat the Eagles.
Well, they're not playing the Eagles. They play the 49ers.
If the Giants win. If the Giants win as well.
If the Giants win.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got to remember that, Dave. But, yeah. I just want the Cowboys to win, not only just for my sanity, just to see Stephen A. Smith having to cry, which I think we can all enjoy when Stephen A. Smith is upset.
Yo, I know if we do the thing in 2 weeks, the championship game, I won't be here. So I'll be getting my picks to you before I leave to go to Texas.
That's because you will be heading to the Royal Rumble in a few weeks. So if Dave's not here with us, I wouldn't be. He's got to see Roman Reigns. That would make me cry. I would actually get up and leave.
I'd rather see Roman Reigns than the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
And if I die, I love you guys. I'm going to wear my 49ers jersey and the 49ers hat in Dallas. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're in trouble. Yeah. Now,
hey, can you make a sign that says I throw better than Dak?
Oh, God. Damn.
Make
feel
a
better
sign
than
that says
Dak.
I throw better than Prescott.
Ouch.
I'm gonna do.
By the way, spoiler warning: Kevin Owens is losing. We know this. Just as a heads up for you guys going to the Rumble. Don't expect a good show. But anyway, that is the playoff round, wildcard round for this week. We will be back next Thursday, hopefully, unless something happens with the second round.
Why we do Friday? Why we do Friday? Friday's easier. No one got to work Fridays, right?
I'll be here.
All right,
Yeah,
so
Friday
we'll do
better.
it Friday then. So next Friday we'll be back to do the playoff predictions in the second round to see who got stuck going to Kansas City and who got stuck going to Philadelphia.
So I'm confused. So the Chiefs have home field advantage to the championship game?
Correct. I'm glad. Thank you for reminding me.
If it's Kansas City and Cincinnati,
Buffalo.
I thought, yeah.
I think if it's Kansas City,
then they're going to Atlanta.
yeah. So, if it's Buffalo and
So what's
Chiefs goes as well. If it somehow ends up being the Buffalo Bills and the Bengals in the, which I don't think it can be, but the AFC Championship game is going to be a clusterfuck. I don't think it's going to be in Kansas City. I just have a feeling. But that's the picture for this weekend.
It's in Mercedes. It's in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Where the fuck that is?
That's if that's if it's Kansas City Buffalo or Kansas City Bengals. Which it cannot be. I don't know. It depends. But anyway,
They should have made it an outdoor game to make it more complicated.
I would agree with that. Make it more complicated. I
It's
love that
Canada.
shit. But
Canada?
no, Lance
Put
Storm
this
would
shit in
hate that.
Chicago. Give them something to be looking forward to.
Saudi Arabia.
No. No, you put it in Vegas so they can see.
Can we
how
not talk about Saudi Arabia and the WWE?
Oh God, no! I don't want to do that. I had to do that a few nights ago already on stream. I ain't doing that again. It's not right now. No, put it in Las Vegas. That way the gamblers have an easy way to fix the game. But anyway, everyone have a good, safe weekend.
Put it in Denver.
Yeah, we can see who gets high. Wink, wink. Don't forget, guys, like I said, next Friday will be the next round of the playoff picks. If you are in the Bedford area, look me up because I am back in Bedford County. Until then, everyone have a safe weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid and all that crap. We will see you guys
It's
for the
Friday the
picks.
13th. Don't do anything stupid.
It is Friday the 13th.
Enjoy
Jason
the game.
said.
Enjoy the games.
Yep, enjoy the games.
Don't break stuff.
Don't
Don't break
stuff.
shit if your team loses. Don't break TVs and shit.
No.
Yeah, don't do
no,
that
no.
if your team's in the playoffs. It's,
No,
it's
break-
not worth it.
No. Break TVs if the refs screw you over.
Nah,
No.
that's Cowboys fan excuses. Yeah, Cowboy fan.
Oh, we had to give the ball to the ref.
Oh, I see Cowboy fan do that the most. I see Cowboy fan breaking TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't hand the ball to the referee. We lost.
Yo, Doug.
I get why he's saying
Like-
that, but let's remember we've seen the refs do how many make how many bad calls this year, and that was in the season.
Well, Doug, good luck to your team Monday. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
Guys,
it.
good luck. I'm glad I'm not in the playoffs because I don't want to be pissed off.
Yeah. And
I don't want to lose by 40 to the 49ers, so I'm glad we're not in it.
I have a feeling my blood pressure gonna be up tomorrow. I got a feeling about that.
I'm gonna say this right now.
I'll check on you, make sure you're okay.
If the Seahawks win that game, I think Dave might go to the weight room and beat up somebody.
Like the fuck, yo? We supposed to win. We lost to the Seahawks. We lost to Dino Smith. No, I got faith in my boy. I got faith.
If Geno Smith beats the Niners, I think me and Travis would die of laughter and Dave would die of a heart attack.
Yep.
But until then, enjoy the playoff
Doug, we might
games.
have to find a way to New York to make sure he's okay.
No, that'd be Dark Knight, yeah. Dark Knight and Rosie if the Giants lose. But see y'all next week, at least for the pick show, guys. Later.